Elevator Pitch is back once again, pitching fake movies to Billy. We call him Billy, right? Yeah. We're close.
Yeah.
To Billy Friedkin in the year 1985.
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. 1985.
Hot off to live and die in
Hot
LA.
off to live and die in LA. Right before he directs Barbra Streisand Somewhere, the music video, which we will discuss for about 35 minutes.
Obviously.
I'm here with Will Peters.
Hey.
And pitching is back on Elevator Pitch.
We're doing it again.
Yeah. We've had a lot of fun with watch parties, but it was time to pitch. And also pitch to a director, something we haven't done enough of, I think, recently. That's why I said that to you. Because it kind of leads us to, A, a different conversation, B, also a different way to pitch, too. It's a little more about the movie, not the role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole damn car chase.
Shit. Oh, Billy. You love your cars.
This is Elevator Pitch. I landed the plane on the intro there, which I think I've done a pretty piss poor job of in the last few weeks. Will, but you texted me about this before. Before we get to William Friedkin, in the style of William Friedkin, would you like to talk about another 1970s movie that is not a 1970s movie, but instead one that is executive produced by Ted Sarandos?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A movie that will be playing in your own personal home cinema.
Yeah.
Your own drive-in theater, if you will.
But for us at the Bay Theater,
yeah, for us at the Bay Theater. Well, does it still exist?
it's still there.
Really?
Thank you, Rick Caruso.
Are they playing movies at the Bay Theater?
I don't know if it's open yet, but no, it's there.
It's still standing. Yeah,
Well, the whole
Caruso
Billy-
protected his village.
Caruso got that water.
Yeah, he stole that water.
Yeah. He's like unlimited popcorn.
Yeah.
That's staying right damn there on my watch.
You can keep your popcorn. Yeah.
Carusoville.
We're talking about The Adventures of Cliff Booth. Is that
I
what
don't
they're
know,
going
man.
with
They didn't put a title
title-wise?
at the end of it. Said coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, funny enough, this trailer still only exists like via like Joe Blow trailers. Like Netflix hasn't actually officially dropped the digital trailer.
So if you want to see it on like 480p, you could watch it on Joe Blow, Entertainment Tonight, or something else, I think.
Really took me back. Like Joe Blow used to be where it was.
Joe Blow
where
used
the
to be
truth
like
lived.
he used to be like the Rick Caruso of internet movie trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He protected his lot. But this trailer, yes, it did drop for this much discussed, but also like much like there's just a lot we don't know about this project too. Like this project that is a collaboration between Quentin Tarantino,
Yes.
David Fincher,
Yeah.
with a character we know and love, Oscar-winning role,
Scott Conn.
Scott Conn's best performance. Was Scott Conn in the trailer?
He was in the trailer for
I
that.
did. See,
Yeah,
I thought
he
I
was
saw
there.
him.
Well,
yeah.
he's rumored. So it's probably about stuff we don't know. First of all, you're talking about Brad Pitt.
I'm talking about Brad Pitt there.
Sorry for my joke.
For a Cliff Booth movie that I've seen many people say, I still can't believe this movie was shot and exists. Like, and I mean,
It was shot right next to us.
I know, and we still don't have a date for when it's coming out, as
No.
noticed by the coming soon at the end of the trailer.
Yeah.
But I mean, I cannot believe this movie is real. Every time, as soon as that trailer started playing, it caught me at a perfect moment in the Super Bowl, where it was like
I was watching it, first of all.
yeah, I was watching the Super Bowl.
I was watching that moment.
Oh,
of it.
yeah. Whatever commercial had preceded that trailer for this Adventures of Cliff Booth, it played like gangbusters in the sense that the room was silent.
Yeah.
And there comes this trailer, and it felt like 10 minutes. Turns out it was only 1 minute long. And I was living when I was watching that trailer. I loved the trailer, and that's a Fincher staple. He cuts a great trailer.
He definitely cut it because it plays like every single other one of his trailers.
Yeah, where you're like, it almost exists as its own art piece.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've always been a defender. I on podcasts, I've always been a defender of this movie while the world rolled their eyes.
Figured out how to try and burn it down.
Now, I think that the trailer was, I don't know why I'm like pondering on it.
Come
Like
on,
this
let
is a
it out,
difficult
man.
subject. No, I think that this is what we're trying to avoid here on this podcast. He's being the Joe Blow
Right.
movie recap pod. But no, this is cool.
If you're open to it.
I think it'd be easy to be like, oh, this looks cool. It looks very cool. He's fucking like dirtbag riding and shit like that. You know, he's got a different hairdo. We saw the hairdo in the paparazzi photos.
Yeah.
A couple characters that were Oliphant's back. A few people are back there.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it. I will say that song choice, I think someone did identify it. It was like kind of a deep cut, cool. To me, like a little down the middle. The Coming Soon looked like it was digital because it is David Fincher. It's obviously digitally. There is something like, there's a weird tension between the like restorative properties of like a Quentin Tarantino like Roadhouse picture, where he's like, we're shooting this on film. I'm getting like the only guy in Hollywood who knows how to make a physical title card left to do this or whatever. And just throwing that all out the window and being like, just now imagine it was done on Adobe Premiere Pro by like, was it Kurt Baxter? Baxter, the guy who edits this film or whatever it is.
Oh yeah. Is this shot by Messerschmitt too?
Yeah, it's like Messerschmitt. Yeah, I think Messerschmitt shot it.
Yeah.
And that to me feels a little weird, especially when it's like Brad Pitt's hair, and I'm like, that like kind of looks like a wig because it's so digitally. But it's like, it looks cool.
Yeah.
I just think that's my only reservation, and that's not going to be enough for me to not like the movie, because I think it's going to be programmable in a way where it's like, this isn't like quote unquote like important, just like sit on your couch and fucking watch it. Don't be a snob about it. Don't be a snob about it. Don't be a snob about it.
No, I think that is a really interesting point. I think this whole project is interesting in the sense that it's a really rare meeting of the minds of like, where it's like Fincher directing solely a script by Tarantino. Like, we don't typically see like two quote unquote auteurs.
Can I give you
like this?
Can I give you another example of it?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Tony Scott and Tarantino, True Romance.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that's early. Like, this is like Tarantino now, where he's like, he's like actively not making his quote unquote final movie.
All right, I got another example for you.
Yes.
28 Years Later, with Alex Garland and Danny Boyle teaming up.
Yeah. I guess
they'd already worked together on the first one, but like,
true,
and the second one.
Yeah.
But
this one is just like,
but this is more random.
Like, Fincher and Tarantino, if you put them in a cage match with Boyle and Garland,
we're not getting the same
this
results.
It's not going to be a good fight. And I like a good fight. But it's
that's what we should be using AI for, by the way, recreating cage matches between British directors and
American filmmakers.
Filmmakers. Yeah.
See who really wins. No, I mean, it's just a very interesting union. And I saw somebody make the comparison that like, it's probably honestly not going to end up being like in a different way, but going to have that same kind of feel as like Friedkin, or not. Well, we're talking Friedkin later.
Yeah.
Of Fincher working with Sorkin. It's like a guy that's like has like a very specific script.
Yeah.
And then Fincher's like, okay, I'm gonna do my thing to yours.
Yeah, but we don't visually know what an Aaron Sorkin movie looked like, because it is kind of there's a liquid quality to an Aaron Sorkin movie where you have the story beats of it and the way the pitter patter dialogue and the kind of like humanistic moral outlook of it and all that kind of stuff. But like, it's taken on different forms, like The West Wing is like the NBC. I guess The West Wing and like American President, and those are pretty similar in like style. But like, I guess my point is that Aaron Sorkin had a movie made by Mike Nichols, and that didn't feel like the Reiner version of it. And then obviously The Social Network felt like a sadistic version of an Aaron Sorkin script. So then Moneyball is like, like a whole, I mean, I know he co-wrote that, but like with this, it's like, no, there's a version of a Tarantino movie and there's only one. You know? So that's what's kind of,
it's very interesting. It's and in to that point, like, kind of the opposite of that is also like, we knew before The Social Network what a Sorkin movie would sound like.
Yes.
And The Social Network does sound like a Sorkin movie.
Great point.
But looks like a Fincher movie.
It's like, hold up, on the dialogue for a second. Two Army Hammers are going to row crew to on the hill of a mountain king.
Set to music, it's beautiful. And similarly with Tarantino, we do know how a Tarantino movie sounds, but unlike Sorkin, like we associate a very specific visual with Tarantino. That will be interesting to see how Fincher adapts that. And I assume makes his own, and also coinciding with that is the digital element of it as well. That it will be most likely fully digital in a way that Tarantino would rather shoot himself.
What I will point to is The Killer, a movie in which I think I read a quote from Fincher when they premiered this at Venice, I believe it was. By the way, speaking of our I won't say that. Okay. But Fincher's got a incredible fit on at Venice when this premieres. But
For him.
But anyway, with premiere at Venice, I read this quote where he told the cast of the movie, like, look at all these important movies, and I'm very much paraphrasing, like, look at all these important movies, and we're about to, premiere our like shitty little film. And it's like, I think Fincher's getting a kick out of like delivering below the bar in a way that's kind of fun to him. I mean, the Killer was like, first of all, it was based on like a graphic novel, and it played very much like a graphic novel. Any of the importance that you can associate with that movie, it's kind of a stretch,
Sure.
You really have to, and it's very like reflective of David Fincher. I get all that shit, but like, if you're not like a film podcast head or whatever, you can just watch that movie and be like, wow,
That was awesome.
really well made, 90 minutes of just like whatever's going on. And it's like very like, it's like supposed to be watched like at noon. You know what I mean? It's not like turn off the lights, I need to get my sound bar on. I mean, it's Fincher, you could do that. But
Yeah.
my point is that like he's not putting an importance on his movies that I think you might have seen when he made The Social Network or Seven, or in ways where there's like, these are opuses.
Yeah.
I think he just now is like, yo, like, let me give something to everyone in the most deliverable way possible and get the amount of people to see it to be the most. And like, what's the version of storytelling that is that? And sometimes it's, The Adventures of Cliff Booth.
Yeah.
So let's not be snobs about it. Like I said. Yeah.
And I think it's interesting that I think that I agree with you. That's kind of Fincher's outlook. And on the opposite, he's working with a person in Tarantino who couldn't be more precious with his oeuvre. So it's like this guy that
but then he's basing that oeuvre off of like shitty movies.
Not
shitty movies, but like romantically shitty movies.
Exactly. Like, Tarantino has absorbed this, unprecedented canon of movies and movies that nobody's ever seen or heard of, digested them, and then repurposed them in a very loving and insane way. And he's been extremely adamant that he's only going to make 10 movies, and he's very precious about preserving his movies as they are. And then he's working with a guy like Fincher, who's very much, I agree. And the point of his career of just being like, I just want to make, like, I want to make movies. He has no set rule. He's like, his whole thing is that Netflix will pay me to make movies the way I seemingly want to make them. So I will continue to do that.
Yeah.
However long they'll let me.
The color's gotten a little worse on them, though. Let's all admit it. Just a little bit.
We can be snobs about color.
We can. I'll continue to be.
Yeah. But that's The Adventures of Cliff Booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look out for it.
Be on the lookout, folks. We don't have a date or a 4K trailer.
Or a title.
Or a real title.
The Adventures of Scott Conn. We don't know. It could be that.
That'd be cool. I was just thinking that I'd like to see Scott Conn do something else.
Rumors are he's playing himself. Or sorry, he's playing his dad.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think he's had such an underrated career, that Scott Conn.
I mean, he was headed for greatness, and then he took a 10-season diversion into Hawaii, which is great. Yeah. Even he's probably made more money than
lived in Hawaii for 12 years. Well, now he's still on a show, right?
Is he?
He was immediately after he joined up on another network show. I don't know if that one got canceled.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? You'll never not work.
Till the offices of Fincher and Tarantino come calling,
Exactly.
Real quick, by the way, did you see the trailer, the Borgley trailer?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good trailer.
It was a good trailer.
Yeah.
And I actually know the twist of this movie.
Oh, you do?
I do, yeah.
And can you tell me how you know the twist of this movie?
From AFTV creative director, thinker, legend.
We better stop talking now.
Yeah.
You know the twist.
Yeah.
That's so inside baseball.
And I've known him for a while.
Really?
Falbo got that script like a while ago.
Did you read it?
No, but he immediately spoiled it. Like he read it one time, came and explained it, and I was like, would have loved to have experienced that in the cinema with the rest of my fellow compatriots. But yeah.
Well, I mean, right now, we're not going to do it because we've got a moral code. But right now, we could have like the biggest scoop of this this podcast history.
I've actually seen it around the forums. It has other people. It has somebody already broke the scoop.
It's on extended clip, r/extended clip
somewhere. Yeah. I saw it on r/blankies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but people were like blacking out. They're like, "This is what it is." But
God damn it, Borgley.
Yeah.
Come on the pod, Borgley. You think we get Borgley? I think he'll come on. I don't think so.
We like his work.
Well, you know his buddy, or they know his buddy here, right? The guy who did the teacher who loses his mind. Yeah. Al Warren.
Yeah.
That guy's in all this shit.
He's next up.
Anyway, we're so far off William Friedkin.
Yeah, but are we?
No, we're not, because we're talking about men on the fringes of society.
Exactly. Yeah. It's where Hurricane Billy thrives.
William Friedkin.
Yeah.
Safe to say one of your favorites?
Definitely.
Yeah. I feel like we've just talked about his movies through other subjects.
Yeah.
Multiple times. That's kind of how I saw most of his movies, because I was kind of underexposed to William Friedkin.
Yeah.
I was.
I mean, he's one of the many faces of New Hollywood, and he's one of the, he's not one of the, I was going to say he's one of the few faces that doesn't really survive past New Hollywood, because he continues to have a career up until past his death. He has a movie come out 2 months after his death, which is The Kane Mutiny Court Martial.
Yeah.
Starring Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah. Jake Lacey.
John Hamm, is he in it?
I don't know. I don't think Hamm's in it.
Oh, it's Jason Clarke.
Jason Clarke is definitely in there.
It's a good movie. He stayed busy. He stayed working. He stayed funky. He was always trying shit out. But he peaks in the 70s. No doubt. He immediately kicks off the 70s with a Best Director, Best Picture win.
Yeah.
Then releases The Exorcist, which just unfortunately happens to come out, in the wind of, I believe that's the Godfather 2 conversation year.
Oh, really?
So it's like kind of Coppola's year.
3 of those movies are in the Best Picture race?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's I believe that's the 74 Oscars. Let's just take a peek at it, because it's kind of
74.
It's kind of an elite.
It's 74, and 72 is French Connection.
Oscars.
I'm on it right now.
You're on it?
Yeah, I said 74.
What were the noms for that year? That's what I'm trying to figure out is first, because it's.
I got you right now.
Hit me.
Jack Lemmon won for Save the Tiger. No, but he did.
But he did.
Best Picture. Why is it all the way at the bottom? The Sting won in the year 1974.
Oh, this is not. This is the year.
73.
This is actually an interesting year.
Yeah, Sting won Best Picture. American Graffiti, Cries and Whispers, The Exorcist, and A Touch of Class. How many of those movies have you seen? Graffiti, Exorcist, Sting?
And Cries and Whispers, actually. I don't know what A Touch of Class is.
Touch of Class is seen.
George Segal, Glenda Jackson. What the hell is this movie?
You'll be hearing a little more from Glenda Jackson in just a second.
I've cast her and everything. The Sting is great. American Graffiti is great.
Yeah.
The Exorcist should have won, should have swept. But
I was a little underwhelmed. This is a bad start out to the Friedkin pod, but I was for sure underwhelmed by The Exorcist when I saw it. I don't think I had enough of a childhood relationship with like the Catholic Church to really understand it. Yeah,
fair enough. But anyway, either way, Friedkin comes out absolutely swinging.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about Friedkin that we can get into is that it's easy to be like, man, he just like seizes the 70s, and then by the end of the 70s, he's like kind of like one of the figureheads for like the New Hollywood era, dying with Sorcerer coming out, and tanking, But he actually made like 5 movies before The French Connection, and Friedkin to me represents a real lost art of career building in Hollywood that we just don't grant.
You talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the idea of being able to build and establish a career, trying stuff out.
Yeah.
When movies were more of when they were making more of them and they could make them cheaper, and still the only place to put them was in a theater.
I think about this a lot with like Ron Howard, who you could say what you want of whether you like the Da Vinci Code or not, but like Ron Howard is like one of like the most like consistently like, that guy made like a movie that just like is glued together the right way type of directors, Yeah. And talk about someone who just like made like, he fired off like 5 movies, in the 70s for what's his name?
For Corman.
Yeah. And you're like, all right. And that guy was on set for the first 18 years of his life. And you're like, all right, yeah.
He worked out the kinks.
Yeah.
We don't get Apollo 13 without those kinks.
I think about it because we came on this pod and like I've criticized movies that I like. Like this year's Best Picture, Sinners would be one where I'm like, yo, like I think that Coogler is just such like a one of one director. He's so talented. He's got such great ideas. But like, I honestly think if he made 3 movies in between Fruitvale Station and Black Panther instead of just Creed, which I think Creed's his best fucking movie, to be honest with you.
It's good.
But like, I just feel like you'd get like more of like the things that like challenge me with him. Like, like what? Like, how do we get from there to there? You know, like that kind of stuff where I think that's kind of what we're missing in a way. And we just kind of have to accept it now.
Yeah, totally. It is how it is.
Yeah, it's just how it is. Yeah. And you got to be like, well, this guy's might win Best Director because he is one of the best directors. But like, there's just like a little thing missing there.
Yeah, there is.
No shots to
no shots to the Cooglerverse. No. We have lost like a more gradual, build in a career. Now, like the scale, the jumps in scale, it's too much. Like it's like to go from a movie like Fruitvale Station to Black Panther is insane.
It's insane.
But
there's Creed in between. But yeah.
But even still, like Fruitvale Station and Creed is crazy. But like you're right. Just for there to be one movie between Fruitvale Station and Black Panther, which a lot of people love and makes a ton. It's a hugely like
massive successful movie.
Like it works out for Coogler. But there's a lot of filmmakers that it's just a jump that they can't make. Like it's just like it like Friedkin has movies there where it's like Boys in the Band is interesting. Like he's playing with like an ensemble cast, like trying all sorts of different actors, and he's getting a feel for blocking.
Yeah,
interesting movie. Doesn't totally work for me. The Birthday Party is like an adaptation of a play, and it's like, okay, this is like a fascinating, like it's very dialogue heavy. Maybe not necessarily his strong suit.
Yeah.
He makes a movie with Cher, and he's like, I don't really want to be like working with like Cher. Like he's like, I don't really want to work with like a big star. Like it's like I think it's a fine experience for him, but it's like he's picking up all these lessons so that right there at the perfect time as New Hollywood is becoming what it is, he's able to get Roy Scheider, Gene Hackman, and a pretty good script that is also like a script that's not like it doesn't reinvent the wheel.
That's what I want to mention is like I don't think any of the scripts he's working with are like holy shit.
Yeah, it's not like he received the script at Back to the Future. Like he received like a pulpy crime movie and he was like, I'm gonna make an awesome movie the way I know how. And it just happened to be like in 1972, everybody was like, I've never seen something like this.
Can I ask you a question about not to bring modern directors in here again? By the way, I think that Nolan's the same way with what you're talking about.
Yeah, he builds.
I mean, Dark Knight, it can't happen without like a not as good but pretty interesting Batman Begins, and he's got the Pacino movie before that.
He's got Insomnia.
Yeah. It's just like by the time you're like, oh, Christopher Nolan, Inception. It's like that guy's like 6 movies in at this point. Anyway, but. I was thinking about, when I was watching this, and I think this person has not reached the heights that William Friedkin has, but like, I think about maybe how good of an action set piece director this person is, and like how maybe at the time he's not respected during his later career, but maybe goes back to it. Think about Antoine Fuqua a lot.
Yeah.
Brilliant set piece guy.
Yeah.
Mediocre script guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't have like the dark moral core, I would say, of any of these freaking movies. But I just feel like he's a guy in like 35 years, 40 years. People are like, yo, like, let's reconsider Shooter.
Fuqua's got some heat. I mean, Fuqua,
but he starts out at the top too at Training Day.
He does. He starts out so strong, and then he kind of never really takes. He never has a movie with as much backbone as that movie ever again.
I'm not. It's an insane comparison, but like
it's not crazy. He is a guy that just like works with a ton of random movies, different writers. Like he's very much he's like a successful journeyman in the way that Friedkin started out as being like he's just bopping around different scripts, helping things get made, and just kind of like Friedkin's taste is certainly not infallible. Like, or it's like he makes Sorcerer, which obviously now has been massively reappraised and is awesome. He follows that up immediately with a movie called The Brinks Job, which is about as boring a movie as you can make. It's a great idea. It's about the very infamous Brinks Museum or Brink's bank robbery in, I believe, Boston.
Okay.
It's got Peter Falk. It's got Jenna Rollins. Like
Jeremy Renner as Jim.
it's got a young Renner. It's got like a 3-year-old Renner. Got Casey in there. It should work. It's so boring.
Okay.
And you're like, man, a year ago you made Sorcerer. There's none of that here.
Well, I love the way he describes To Live and Die in LA. I read that he was like, quote, like, this is the movie. He's like, I judge my movies based on like the way I imagine them versus the way they turn out. And he's like, that's the closest I got to the way I imagined a movie. And it's like, that's kind of funny to hear because I think that there's people who can really execute or at least find something better than what they thought of. You know?
Yeah.
I'll think of like a Steven Soderbergh or someone like that.
Sure.
But like, it's funny that he's just like, in him saying that, he's just like, I've got a plan. It's either going to work or it's really not going to work.
Yeah.
And when it does, it's going to be one of the most like remembered movies ever. And when it doesn't, it's the Brink's job.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
It's so interesting. I mean, you know, like I really respect him as a filmmaker because he was certainly not afraid to take risks in so many ways. And like, you know, he's always trying shit out. He existed in more of a, you know, Hollywood ecosystem that allowed him to like fail a little bit too. Where it's like, it's harder to imagine like his career build and then like having a movie like Sorcerer bomb and then be able to be like, all right, I can make a movie the next day. Like now it's like the leash is so much shorter.
And it's also the home movie thing is the thing we keep going back to with that, you know, no leash. I always find it interesting that the guys who make like the quote unquote home movies today, you know, like for a perfect example, like People We Made on Vacation or whatever, you know, like that dude made like a movie with Sam Elliott 5 years ago, you know, and you're like how is there not like, how is it not like, because it used to be like John Frankenheimer's making these types of movies, you know, and you're like, all right, yeah.
They've written 3 pages of the script. Like, you think Frankenheimer's available?
Yeah, but my point is that they're now like in like completely separate worlds. You know, it's like you're either Michael Showalter and you're only making Amazon Prime movies for the rest of your like life. Yeah. Or you're, you know, Ryan Coogler and you're, you know, making the biggest movies
one
ever.
every 6 years.
Yeah. And you're like, all right, well, there's no version of like what you're saying with the trying shit out. But I find it interesting the way that it kind of goes from the 70s. I mean, you say Sorcerer kind of tanks and it's like New Hollywood dead, whatever, coming into the 80s. I mean, To Live and Die in LA, which I watched last night, which we're going to pitch after. Yeah. Who's the most notable movie of the 80s, right?
Totally, yeah.
And one that kind of is like the last gasp of a lot of what that... Because by the time... I mean, the last one I've seen after that is Blue Chips, and then you've seen The Hunted and a bunch of these other ones. Yeah. They're almost in a post-production way, like a little less identifiable as a William Friedkin movie, you know? Yeah. But that kind of tension between that, like, we're going to try something out, it's either going to work or it's really not going to work, into like more of a fail-safe quality that some of these movies have after that, where it's like, this is at least going to visually make sense, even if it's shitty or not, you know? Yeah. Yeah, after To Live and Die in LA, I mean, the reason that this one, like this period in his career feels like the most interesting is because this movie is successful. Yeah. It's electric. You watched it for the first time. First time last night.
What'd you think of it?
I thought, you know, we're all a little prisoner to our expectations. I was assuming this was like, in the way like Collateral is, like this explains LA, you know? I don't really think it's like that, you know? Yeah. It's mostly taking place in like Long Beach. Yeah. And then they're like, we got to go to Pasadena tonight. I'm like, you're going to go from Long Beach to Pasadena right now? Anyway. But a
lot of courtyards, a lot of like
they're always
warehouses.
Yeah, but they're like, which is cool, but they're like always in the South Bay. They didn't even like make it into Los Angeles proper.
They don't get to Echo Park.
It doesn't get to like the place in like in Point Break where you're like, oh, LA, you know? Yeah. Air got cleaner and the sex got dirtier. Yeah. I think it's actually vice versa. Yeah. But that being said, I was thrown off by that a little bit. And I was also thrown off by the fact that like we're talking about, like script wise, like, I mean, it's
very, you've seen it before.
I've seen it before. Yeah.
It's so similar to The French Connection too.
Yeah, it's also just like similar to like things that are spoofed now, which I think is interesting. Yeah. All of that being said, you could spoof these things all you want. It is impossible to replicate like that like specific style that he's just like so locked in on. I'm like, whoa, this is like an artifact. Like, this is like really cool, and it moves fast too.
Totally.
And it's like, it's just cool to watch. I'd love to. I can't wait to rewatch it. Just knowing that it's kind of a hang more than anything else.
Yeah. It's far more like, it's not that. I think we talked about James Cameron last week. It's not that dissimilar from like a lot of elements of like a Cameron script and like in its dialogue. Where you're like,
but I think a Cameron script is like a lot more effective.
Sure, yeah,
there's a better engine to it.
But in terms of like how characters like their lines are like, it's like this guy's like he's like a dirty cop. He's like what the fuck are we gonna do about this? And like
amigo,
yeah,
like, did you really say amigo?
Yeah, it's like it's all of the tropes that you now are like. Like you can't write a script like this now because it's like, I mean, it has been parodied to death.
Like Almost Friday TV is doing it like tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it is very funny to like watch it now and be like, I think they're really serious, right? Like, I mean, William Peterson is like stone cold serious in this movie.
That guy, I've never heard of him before. Am I supposed to have heard of this guy?
He's in like 14 years of CSI.
Okay,
that's his career as CSI. And and Manhunt.
Whoa. That's the same guy?
That's CSI.
Never mind. Different guy.
He's the face of CSI. William Friedkin works with two different faces of CSIs. Jade is David Caruso.
Yeah.
And this is William Peterson.
Oh, so Friedkin does. Yeah.
Friedkin works with two of the
they took a lot from his types of stuff.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got such a funny walk, the tight jeans and the cowboy boots. He's kind of like a cool waddle.
Yeah.
And then he's really feeling it in this movie.
Oh yeah. He's on a heater.
He's like, please keep it on the wide as I like slowly start to have sex.
Yeah.
Full frontal nudity.
This is his first movie.
What?
He is uncredited in Michael Mann's Thief.
Okay. Another movie that's, similar.
Yeah. His first movie is this movie.
Yeah.
He's the lead role. William Friedkin had seen him in a Shakespeare production. And he was like, that guy.
He's like, hold on, let me see your hog first.
He's like, would you mind showing hog for a sec? And his first movie, he shows full hog.
1985.
Yeah.
Full frontal nudity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for a while, too.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie's NC-17.
I mean, it blew my mind the first time I watched it. I was like, holy shit.
But it weirdly, I think the sex scene works because this guy's supposed to be like, I am on top of the world.
I'm a god.
Yeah.
I am allowed to do full frontal nudity right now.
I thought it was cool. I thought there was like some weird. It was one of those movies. I know Tony Scott was making movies as this was going on, but it was one of those movies I feel like Tony Scott saw this movie. He's like, I gotta up my shit.
Yeah.
Freeze frames, slow mos, weird like film die moments where it like turns like red and black for like 2 seconds. And
we don't do that a lot anymore. That's an old film
Scott,
thing.
Dude. Yeah. Rest in peace to the god.
Yeah.
You know?
I was just rewatching The Heartbreak Kid, and there's a moment where they just like they quickly pan up, or they tilt up to the sun.
Yeah.
The whole screen turns orange. Yeah. I was like, we don't really turn the screen orange anymore.
Interesting in A Heartbreak Kid, I was thinking more it was in action movies more.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of Fuqua, I think Fuqua might have killed that by doing it poorly too many times.
Sure.
But, or maybe like a F. Gary Gray. I was just watching, was it the remake of The Italian Job?
It was on in the Edit yesterday.
Yeah, and that's one of those movies you're like, damn, this movie's like really rewatchable.
Yeah.
But like, it's just got so many like neck grabbing moments of like, ooh, that's a weird sound effect.
I've never watched it in full.
Oh.
I've seen most of it on silent in the Edit bay.
Think of all the style in The Italian Job and then just like forget about that. And then you're like, this is like just a very watchable Mark Wahlberg movie.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we were talking about slow-mo with Titanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. None of that anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot of things where I think it's like, we're in such a, I don't know if it's postmodern with film. I don't know what it is, but it's like
we're postmodern.
Yeah, it's like now with film, it's like you can't draw attention to like the mechanisms of film in a way that like it's like like back you used to be able to like slow the movie down. You can do slow motion. It's like well now it's like you're always drawing attention to an act of making a movie that like then makes you think of old movies. I think that this is like a big thing where it's like, I also think this is why a lot of scripts, we don't see as many generic quote unquote scripts for comedies or whatnot, because I think oftentimes it's like general audiences are too programmed to be like, oh, I've seen like this before. Like this is and that's why like I think we see like a big rise in A24 and neon movies where it's like they're taking that and a materialist, where it's like totally like inverting the tropes of a rom-com, making it not that calm.
A perfect example of this is like the selling point for Friendship was like, I love you, man, for sickos.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing that being like, I don't feel like I'm as much of a sicko as I need to be to like this more than I love you, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think a lot of these movies, it's so like, I hate to say like they don't make them like they used to. They don't make movies, you know, the same, or they can't make this. But I do think that's a big thing where it's like audiences, because of like, and I'm on it still, of like, I think through the journey of Marvel movies, it draws such attention to like the mechanisms of movies and tropes.
Yeah.
And they're constantly calling them out as characters, that now audiences are like, well, don't do that. If you're going to do it, you got to call it out.
Yeah.
And it's like, they used to just be like, he's going to call this guy amigo.
Yeah.
That's it. And that scene progresses. Like, catch up.
He's going to be wearing cowboy boots. He's running a lot. Don't think about why he's doing that. Yeah.
His hog is a lot larger than you expected. Just roll with that.
I feel like it circles back, though. I don't know. I think of like, I start with the sickos, and I think it expands beyond this. But like, you know, we keep hearing like the physical media like discoveries, and like, I mean, like Big Picture or whatever, like Chris Ryan or whatever. I hate to mention podcast on podcast, you know, podcast on podcast crime, but like these guys keep talking about, they're like, yeah, all I want to watch is like weird Italian movies where like the plot's terrible and this guy just like sleeps with some woman in town. And it's like these are all tropes in a way that are generic and they're expected and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But they're done stylistically in a way that I think we're talking about.
Yeah.
Which Friedkin thrived on. And also injected a really dark morality that I think is just so prevalent on television in the 2010s. You know?
Totally.
With Breaking Bad and Mad Men. And I mean, like a lot of those characters like are just Popeye Doyle or, I don't know William Peterson's name, but like that guy or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. Were they like that before? I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think that's a great point too, where it's like a lot of the types of movies that William Friedkin would make, it does live more in like a TV space.
They're anti-heroes. Yeah. Tony Soprano. Everyone's like, oh, he invented the anti-hero.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Take a look at Popeye Doyle.
Yeah.
And that's honestly, that's To Live and Die in LA's biggest fault is that to me, I think it lives in the shadow of the French Connection of a Gene Hackman Roy Scheider pairing versus a William Peterson John Pankow pairing, where you're like, this is just like.
I feel like that guy's neither cool enough nor nerdy enough to do either part.
Yeah,
but I like him going for it at the end.
Yeah,
you work for me now.
I agree. Like I love the sentiment of the ending. I'm like, wish it wasn't John Pankow. I wish it was Dafoe. I wish Willem Dafoe suddenly started working the other side.
I feel like Dafoe gets the worst part in the movie.
It's an interesting. I love when he shoots a guy in the head with a shotgun.
That's cool.
Yeah,
buddy, you're in the wrong place in the wrong time.
Yeah,
that's another thing that I don't see a lot, which they used to do, which was point blank range shotgun murders.
Yeah. There's
the way they put them on a rope and they fire them back and shit like that. Yeah.
In watching some of these old like Hong Kong like John Woo old movies, they take a shotgun like right here, right to the face, and it's like, I mean, we don't get a lot of up close shotgun.
Well, that's like a good trope of a lot of these movies, which is like one guy throws out the pistol and he's like freeze, and then the other guy turns around with a shotgun and blows him into 15 pieces across the ceiling.
Impossible to defend.
Yeah,
you're toast.
Sawed-off shotgun could be the move.
Could be the move.
Yeah.
Yeah. To Live and Die in LA, I think is really fun. I think one thing we should talk about from that movie is the car chase.
Yes.
And which brings us to a greater William Friedkin car chase discussion.
Yeah.
Kind of the king of the car chase.
The original king of the car chase.
Truly.
I think it was maximalized in a way since he started making Blue Chips and whatever.
Sure.
But like Michael Bay comes in and he like, all right, let's take Frankenheimer.
Yeah. Bay's a great car chase director.
But like it's totally different,
It is, yeah.
I was listening to an interview with neither of these guys. I was listening to Tony Gilroy.
Okay.
I was on a podcast last night. I was kind of tapping in, trying to put myself to sleep. No. But I was listening to this interview while I was cooking, and he was talking about Bourne, another movie that definitely borrows car chase wise from French Connection. And Tony Gilroy's like, yeah, in the 90s, I was really trying to they're so maximalized. These action movies are so maximalized.
Yeah.
I was really trying to get studios to pare down their action movies. I really wanted to make an acoustic action movie. It's like, that's a great way to say it.
That's an awesome term. Yeah.
But William Friedkin made acoustic he made acoustic car chases.
Yeah, totally.
Never had music.
Yeah.
They were like, I think the power in them was like in, not Sorcerer, we've learned, but at least the impact at the end of the one in Sorcerer at the beginning. But in French Connection, To Live and Die in L.A., and
The Hunted has one, and Jade.
Jade, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like no music, and they're also like a lot of like real car noises too.
Yeah.
It's not mixed in a way. You know what I mean? And it is, but it's not. It sounds like if you were on the sidewalk watching this happen.
Yeah.
And they're acoustic car chases,
Yeah.
It's not about how fast they're going.
No.
Yeah.
He's such a great, director of car chases specifically because he always finds ways to continue to add various obstacles to his car chases to the point where it's not like a lot of times they're not going that fast. And To Live and Die in LA, he's got to go up the exit ramp. Like he's got to go the wrong way on the freeway.
Yeah.
And, or he's like driving through the LA River.
Shipping yard, dude.
Yeah. Or it's just like
there's forklifts in the way.
Zigging around forklifts. And then in Jade, like 3 minutes of the car chase are being standstill traffic driving through a parade.
The Chinatown part was, I didn't love that.
I think that is so interesting where it's like both cars are being bombarded with people being like, get the fuck off this. There's a parade.
I liked when the villain was like, fuck it. And then he just murdered like 7 people and they're just like lying dead. And you're like, all right, I guess those are the new rules of this chase now.
Yeah. It's like,
run over people.
We can kill people now.
Also, it starts out with a woman like violently getting hit by a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. That movie is insane. That movie I think that's one of Robert Evans' last like producing movies.
Yeah, I think it is. You could listen to him talk about it in Kid Stays in the Picture.
I'm pretty sure he talks about it in the book. That is a weird movie.
I made Jade. I pushed my girlfriend into the middle of the road. David Caruso. Pop. Never saw her again.
I mean, it's not very good.
But no, they are like the obstacle oriented.
They're constantly like, the car is stopping and figuring out like what's going on now. Like there's always a different obstacle that comes up, and that's what keeps it interesting as opposed to, it's not just like one long extend, like they're on the open freeway, zipping around corners.
I was trying to think about bad car chases, and they're hard to think about because you don't remember them very well.
Yeah.
But I think the staple of a bad car chase, there's 2 things. One, it doesn't have a clear, which is the opposite of what, because they're like the William Friedkin car chase. I'm losing myself in my own sentence. The first thing is that a bad car chase will always cut too much, so you don't have a good sense of where you are on the road and where one car is in position to the other car. Mm-hmm. The second thing is repeated obstacles,
Mm-hmm.
and both of these elements have to do with laziness,
Yeah,
they really do. It's you're too lazy to come up with a distinct shooting plan for a car chase, and 2, it's like, well, you're just going to repeat obstacles because it's probably easier to do that than to really think of new obstacles.
Yeah.
To have the multi-layered car chase is something that it takes, I think like for a perfect example of this is like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible Fallout, like being like, I'm going to go in a circle on a motorcycle in reverse other cars,
Yeah.
Never seen that before.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's great. And, I think that.
But that's the same as like French Connection, where it's like, I'm going to chase a train.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, well, I've never seen that before either.
I'd love for you to give it a shot.
Yeah. And they're 50 years apart,
Yes. And I think, that's honestly, when I think of a bad car chase, I think of like large stretches of the Fast and Furious movies. Like it's just these movies that are like, it's also because these car chases they're so hard to shoot because it requires like such intense planning if you actually would make them interesting.
Yeah.
And they're dangerous. I mean,
Yeah.
Friedkin has always cited the French Connection car chase as being like it was too dangerous. He's like, we shouldn't have done it the way we did it, but
he keeps going back. When someone like Soderbergh's like, I don't do car chases. They're too dangerous. I don't want to do them.
And Friedkin's like, I can do it again, but safer. He's like, I think I'd give it another go. Actually,
let me go to Chinatown.
He's like, I know I can nail this. But it's like, yeah, it's like they're really, really hard to set up. They require a ton of planning.
Yeah,
and especially now where it's like a lot of that you can do that digitally, where it's like we're just masking out the backgrounds out of the windows of the cars. Like you're like, when they put the camera on the front of that car in the French Connection and zipping under the subway.
But it's also like the reserve. Or the
restraint.
The restraint.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
The restraint to go to that POV shot only a few times. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the thing where it goes to the Fast and Furious movies where there's like, there's so much coverage of these chases, and so much post on them. It's almost there's no restraint in any of it, and I mean, it's one of the many things that like I talk about acoustic car chases.
Yeah.
First of all, good chases don't have to be acoustic. Like we were talking about The Rock earlier. That is not an acoustic car chase.
It's just an insane chase. Yeah, totally maximalist. Yeah.
But the good ones have in common the same thing we're talking about with texture on the last episode, where it really feels like you're watching a car on that road.
Yeah.
And movies can quickly get away from that if they're too worried on the sum of its parts rather than step by step of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Friedkin probably invented in a lot of ways that, because a lot of those movies before him in the 60s and the 50s, I mean, Bullet was obviously there with him, but like, there's a lot of movies before them where they're just like, this car is not moving and it's on a projection wall behind it.
Yeah. And it's,
and we're like, oh, we almost got him. And then it cuts to like a wide shot. And you're like, all right,
there's no dashboard.
Yeah. And that's like different,
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I mean, people must have been shitting their pants when they saw the French Connection, that car chase.
I was watching it today and I was sweating. I was like, Jesus Christ, it looks insane. Like there's a real sense in all of them. There's like a real sense of like, I know this is a movie. I think people are going to die. Like, I think people are actually going to be injured in this. And Friedkin later being like, yeah, they could have. Like, they really should. They honestly, we're lucky.
What was the last good car chase in a movie? Was it a Mission movie?
The Mission ones have really good ones. Baby Driver has great car chases. It's the best part of those movies. I think. The car chases are really good. I was trying to think about this today where I was like, what's a really good recent one?
I mean, honestly, though, the car chase element of Baby Driver is a little ruined for me because of how lame it is that they go to songs that I don't like now.
Sure.
So, I don't know.
Does The Killer have a car chase? It doesn't.
It has a motorcycle getaway sequence.
Oh, yeah.
Which is well shot.
Yeah.
But he's not being really chased during that sequence, I would say.
Okay.
It's cool. That's a really well edited zoom, zoom.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, not a lot. I mean, they're dangerous. And I think that's the main kind of like hold up with why they're not doing. I mean, I'm looking through my letterbox of just what I've watched recently. I was rewatching Skyfall. Hard not to mention, like, feeling like, whoa, that must be dangerous, riding, in which they did this, like riding motorcycles of like the roof of the Grand Bazaar.
Yeah.
You're like, all right.
Yeah.
That sounds like someone's going to fucking die.
The opening of No Time to Die is a pretty, like, there's some good motorcycle.
I don't like that one.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't think it's like bad. It's good.
Yeah.
But to me, that's like a perfect example of like not understanding the stakes and just putting cars roaring. It's the same thing with Quantum of Solace, where I'm like, yeah, it's really cool that these chases are happening.
That is a cool car chase.
Actually, it starts out cool with
that first car chase.
Yeah, it's going through the tunnel.
Is the best part of the movie.
Yeah. I kind of like that one.
That one's kind of sick. The rest of the movie is like the stakes are so unclear.
Well, they didn't have a script. Yeah. It's during the strikes. That's why.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, it was during the writer's script. They didn't have a full script.
They really should have waited that one out. Really a bummer because there's some really great stuff in that movie, but it's.
Oh, you know what's the last? We're totally forgetting about. We're totally forgetting about
One Battle After
Another. Yeah,
they are great. Yes,
great car chase in that one.
Absolutely,
and different. I mean, where everyone talks about the hills, but it's more like the drawn out, separated car chase.
Yeah. That is, and that's in the same way, like that is also drawing. It's like, now that we have this kind of history of the car chase, there are different ways to tackle it. And that's kind of drawing from more like Steven Spielberg Duel. Like that's more like or like Vanishing Point. Like that's like that's like the distance element, like being out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And Friedkin kind of has locked down like the city.
You're in somewhere.
Yeah, we're in somewhere that we shouldn't be driving. Like
the cars are never good too.
Yeah, no, I love that. It's like I got the shittiest 2 cars.
Yeah.
Beat these things to hell. Like
check out Ronin.
I will. Yeah.
I mean the 90s ones where it's like Ronin, Go, Run Lola Run.
Yeah.
And then
Point Break is a good chase.
Point Break, great chase.
Yeah.
And then it culminating in, I was talking about more of the acoustic ones.
Oh, sure.
There's plenty of maximalist ones in the 90s. But then culminating, like Euro ones, like in the Bourne Identity one, where it's like the car chase is not as good as I remember. It's pretty good. Yeah. You got some stuff going down the stairs.
Yeah.
But then the Supremacy and what was Ultimatum? Those are the ones where like Greengrass gets in there and gets it going.
Gets into the green zone, but not the movie The Green Zone. Yeah.
Anyway,
there were a dime a dozen.
You've never seen Blue Chips, though, speaking of the 90s.
I know
this is after our time of pitching.
Yeah, after our time of pitching. I have seen many of his movies after this time. I've seen many of his movies, but I've never seen Blue Chips. That's probably the last Friedkin that I'm like, I want to watch and think it will be good.
It's not like the best movie you'll ever see. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I will enjoy it.
It's also like, I mean, I can't believe how much he was thinking about professional college athletes 35, 40 years ago. It's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's so in line with like, I mean, the Boys in the Band is like, Boys in the Band and Cruising are both like very ahead of their times, like in terms of like queer anything in movies. Is like both those movies in very, very different ways, but tackling like characters that are like, have any sort of queer identity to them. Both those movies are like way before that was.
Is Cruising Al Pacino and he goes undercover?
He is a cop
in the cruising community.
Yeah, and he's going to like the stories of Cruising are far more interesting than the movie Cruising, where it's like because they like Friedkin was known for doing insane research for all these movies. And for Cruising, it was like him going to these actual like heavy duty, like, leather bars in New York and like him meeting connections of people being like, this stuff is like, you're not ready for this, Bill.
Wow.
And he's like, I'm making a movie with Al Pacino about it.
Give it to me.
And then the movie's fine. Okay. But I really,
he's never been a script guy,
Yeah.
No,
don't. And that script is not very good. But yeah, he's always been ahead of the curve. I think, Blue Chips, a great example for him.
Check it out, Nick Nolte.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
I took a fucking bribe.
What do you think is the best? What's the best freaking car chase of the bunch there?
I mean, the chaos in me wants to say Jade.
It's
Jade's looks most dangerous, dude.
That one looks where the car gets like 12 feet of air where it comes over.
That car is getting like it comes down, and I know Bay does this, and they do this in Bullet to an extent.
It looks insane.
But like, that car is like not on anything. I mean, it violently hits.
Yeah.
I got my oil changed today, and I said, "How's the car running?" They go, "Your suspension's a little loose in the front." And I just heard that. I was like, "Yeah, it is a little loose, man." When I go over speed bumps and stuff. Going from thinking about that to seeing that car go just like 14 feet and hitting the cement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
like, how did that thing move after?
I have no idea. That one is the funnest one to watch, I think.
Yeah.
I think the best one is still the French Connection.
Yeah, I want to say French Connection. I actually took a screenshot of it today.
Yeah.
I wanted to pull this up for the audience. Actually, just you right now.
I think it holds up in the fact that it's 50 year, over 50 years old, and it's still just as exhilarating.
This is what makes the car chase for me. And I'm showing Will right now a wide shot of when you see the train above, the overhead train, and he's chasing below it in the car right here.
Yeah.
And this is the fastest he's ever going in this, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's like a dolly shot or whatever it is on the next road. And it's just like kind of like a wide of them going. Something we're not talking about in these, that this movie, I think, probably changed the game in a lot of ways and really blew my mind. Probably why the answer is French Connection. Is that parallax? Is that what it's... It would be parallax, right? Where everything is moving in one direction and they're moving in the other direction?
I think so, yeah.
It's like everything. There's trees, there's bars, there's swing sets, there's everything. And it shows you how intense that shit is.
Yeah.
So then when you cut back to him on laying on the horn and the POV shot, or whatever, you kind of know what's going on in a way.
Yeah, everybody get the fuck out of
Get the fuck out of this guy's way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really, really.
So that's
great.
probably one.
Yeah,
Should we go French Connection? Just Jade to Live and Die. I don't know. To Live and Die.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I think I'd go. I honestly, I think I'll give it to Jade for 2.
All right.
I'll go French Connection, Jade, because that's the best part of that movie. It's like that movie exists solely for that scene.
What's the best part of To Live and Die in LA to you? Is it the intro?
The intro is great. I love their base jumping.
Base jumping's cool.
Yeah. I like that movie as a whole. Like I think there's lots of good stuff going on.
Yeah.
Whereas Jade truly has nothing except this 9-minute sequence where you're like, is this? We were talking about this in the edit bay where it's like, if you just put Jade on the TV for somebody randomly and you're like, this is directed this is directed by an Oscar-winning filmmaker.
Yeah.
Watch these 9 minutes. Afterwards, do you think this movie is good?
Yeah.
They watch those 9 minutes and be like, this movie must be incredible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No other part of this movie is good. I'm going to give it to Jade because I want to give it some laurels.
Yeah.
It deserves nothing else.
But I will say, I want to combine every moment in To Live and Die in LA when William Peterson jumps over things he could walk around.
Yeah, totally. Like at the airport. Yeah, he's going.
Jumps over the table.
Yeah.
Or the chairs. He jumps over the gate at the strip club.
Yeah.
He's just constantly like, oh my God, like this guy like knows he's in a movie in such a funny way.
Yeah, absolutely. He's like, I mean, it's hilarious where he's like, I've never been in a movie.
Yeah.
This is my first fucking movie.
I get to jump over shit. I get to be naked.
He's going to Freakin'. He's being like, I can do anything.
I can do anything?
Freakin's like, I don't give a fuck. I got Wang Chung doing the soundtrack. I got a blank check, man.
Who does it?
Wang Chung.
Who's Wang Chung?
Everybody have fun tonight?
Oh,
They are also an insane choice to do the originals. The To Live and Die in LA song is sung by a band named Wang Chung.
Wang Chung.
The most 80s band ever. They have basically one hit, which is
The theme song for John Mulaney's Everybody's Live in LA or whatever.
It's Everybody Have Fun Tonight, and then they also randomly do the entire soundtrack to the movie To Live and Die.
All right. And then they got out.
And then they were done.
Yeah. They were killed by William Peterson under a bridge.
They wanged their last chung. Yeah, Peterson's just fucking going for it. I put To Live and Die in LA in 3rd. The Hunted is a very short scene, but it's really cool to see Benicio get behind the wheel and really show command.
Dude, Bob Cousy gets behind the wheel in Blue Chips, chases down Nick Nolte. I'm kidding.
I'd put it on. I'd stop.
He does hit, and just so you know this before you watch the movie, it is Bob Cousy. Okay. He does hit like 40 free throws in a row during a scene.
That's awesome.
Does dialogue while hitting foul shots.
Yeah.
And I learned after I saw the movie, it's on a wide, you can see it. He just nails, like a 60-year-old Bob Cousy nails like all of those foul shots.
Yeah.
In a row.
Him and Friedkin were friends, I think because of filming The Brinks Job.
Bob Cousy?
Because it was like in Boston. And they went, and like during shooting, like after set, Bob Cousy be like, do you want to come
watch me shoot free throws?
Yeah, like you want to come to my office, watch me shoot free throws? It's like, you want to come to the Celtics games? And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Can I cruise?
Any cruising around this area? Downtown Boston?
Any cruising at the TD Garden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not enough.
We got to pitch.
Yeah, it's time to pitch.
We're running out of time.
Who should go first?
I think mine's going to be quick.
Okay.
But I need some help on it.
Yeah.
What's yours? What kind of shape's yours in right now?
Mine is in
rare form.
It's never been tighter.
I think I should go first just because it's on the subject of car chases.
Okay, cool.
Is yours separating from that?
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be quick, though. I had this idea a while ago, and I think it fits better in 1985 than it does in 2026.
Okay.
And I think it's better more acoustically than I thought it was. But it is a car chase movie, though.
Okay.
Because if we do remember, like 8 minutes of French Connection or a car chase, there are other car chases in French Connection, but not like true car chases. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. That it's that one.
There's the car chase in that one. Jade, apparently there's only one.
Yeah.
To Live and Die in LA, truly only one car chase in that movie. Mm-hmm. Hunted, you could tell me about that later. But that doesn't count yet.
Yeah, no, it doesn't even exist.
1985, I think that he should just go out. And especially like this is a time when he's like, I made a successful movie.
I'm
after
back.
a while. I'm back.
Yeah.
you'd think that like, Don Simpson would get him in a room, a fresh pair of 501s and just be like, yo, like you're going to take those 8 minutes and you're going to make it an hour and a half for me. And I'm not going to take no for an answer.
Yeah.
And here's $2 million, $10 million adjusted for inflation.
Sure.
I don't think that conversion rate stands.
Who knows?
But you're going to do that for me.
10 million is probably right. Though.
Yeah. And we're going to get an up and coming actor to do it. And it's going to be more of like a, like Don Simpson or whatever. Let's just say Don Simpson's going to fucking produce this movie.
Cool.
Pre-Flashdance. It's like that's going to be like his like studio job, quote unquote.
Okay.
And here's the plot of the movie. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, I wrote it down on paper. I don't have it. I'm just going to say this. A Formula One driver. So he's like 1980s Formula One. Like people are done. Like 2 people die a season doing this, right?
A race.
Like Niki Lauda,
Yeah.
kind of era of Formula One. That might be a little earlier, but like really high dangerous peak, Euro. This is just something they do here.
Yeah.
Formula One. Failed Formula One driver, burns bright, goes out quick, has turned into like a wheelman for bank robberies in Monaco.
Cool.
Have I pitched this on this podcast before?
I don't think so.
I don't think I have.
Yeah.
But this just sounds like something I've done before.
It's in a similar wheelhouse, but that's a good wheelhouse to have.
Yeah. And he's the best of the best.
Yeah.
And I've got 2 options here. One is he accidentally steals something from the former owner of his team, and it's like this situation where he's got to like reckon with his past in a way that he thought he got away from.
Okay.
2, he steals the girlfriend of his rival driver that is still in Formula One. In the movie, this is kind of my favorite one because it like half doesn't make sense, but I still like that it'll just lead to more car chases.
Yeah.
And he's gotta it's like a love triangle, and then he's got to do like a off track, like off the books race. And she's like, no, like it's okay. Like I'm probably not. She's not like the winner gets me.
Yeah.
She's like, it's all good. But they're like, we have to do this, and it's kind of more about like the William Peterson style, like machismo. Why are you really in the most dangerous game type of deal?
Okay.
Are you in Formula One driving for the same reason that you're robbing banks, just to call yourself the man? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
There you go.
He would have been great for this.
I think so. Yeah.
Why did nobody write this
in Monaco? Yeah,
40 years ago.
And I think we've only done one 80s pitch before. I forget who we did it with.
We did Hackman maybe in 1980, or was it 77?
It was. We did. Yeah, you're right. Oh, no, this was a director we did though. I think. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But
we did Harrison Ford like early 90s.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think I've gone to the Richard Gere well before.
It's a good well.
But I think this is a Richard. I feel weird doing an American guy. I don't know enough European guys of this era. But I wanted to go Gere because Gere plays this like in Master and Commander, and not Master, Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, sure.
Master and Commander. Officer Commander and
American and a Gigolo.
Yeah, American and a Gigolo,
Yeah.
but also later in like Internal Affairs and stuff like that, where you're like, I mean, that's like the evil version of it, but like really like feeling himself. I'm the coolest guy in the room.
Yeah.
But you're also going to kind of like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I need like more cast, I guess, but
how much more? So you've got Gere.
Let's put Gere in the wheelman role.
Yeah. I mean,
I need a rival driver, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd like him to be Italian or French or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying because like, there are European actors at this time going back and forth.
There are. There's got to be.
But there's like I mainly think like just because I've been seeing her in different movies recently, like or from this time period, Isabella Gianni.
Oh, you're thinking of actresses?
Yeah, well, actors and actresses, but
Okay.
I can currently only think of Isabella Gianni. So I'm trying to think of like some guys that were going around back then. How old is Stellan Skarsgård at this time? A little too Swedish.
Is Skarsgård around like big enough to do that? That's the other thing, and we've talked about this not with Friedkin before, but like the the leads of his movies are not conventional.
No, he will cast anyone.
Anyone. Yeah.
And he will rarely cast somebody at their peak or like even close to it. Really, like it's Pacino is the clearest one he ever had.
Yeah, and Al Pacino is in the same size font as Cruising on the poster. Too. Yeah.
And he's like, I hated Pacino. He's very
really?
Yeah, he's very vocal. He's like, I hated working with Al Pacino. I will never do that again.
I'm looking at Skarsgård. Skarsgård has not made his way
to America.
Okay. He's acting though.
Yeah.
He's around. I don't know.
I feel like you could get Defoe to do a voice.
Should we just put Defoe in there? Defoe would be the perfect counterbalance to Gear.
I mean, Defoe was great at like, I mean, he's always been weird, but like weird evil at this time. He did Streets of Fire in like 1987. He done Loveless.
I do wish Defoe did more Clear and Present Danger, where he's just like normal.
Clear and Present Danger. Which one is that? Oh, that's
Jack Ryan one. Yeah. You saw that, right?
He's just a guy. Yeah,
and he's so cool.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's like a
cool
really rare movie for him at that time.
Yeah, he's cool and hot.
He was almost always either
evil or weird.
Evil and weird, or he was like working with Abel Ferrara.
Yeah.
Which he was also weird, but like just doing more drugs. Like that good for him. He was kind of doing one for them, one for him. But he is good in that movie.
All right.
I don't know.
Should we just put Defoe in an accent?
He would do it.
He'd
do anything.
Listeners, if you have any, listener, if you have any European actors at the time.
I mean, William Peterson will do it.
I know that, but I'm not sure. Maybe William Peterson's like his sidekick. Like he gets downgraded in this movie, you know?
Sure, yeah, he's like, you can't be the lead again, Bill.
Can I show hog? Like you'll get a scene.
Okay.
By the way, did you see Robert Downey Jr. or said Robert Downey was in the cast of To Live and Die in L.A.?
Oh, what was it? His dad?
I don't know. It must have been.
Oh, really?
Oh my God! You know who his dad is? He's the police chief or the chief of the.
Is he the guy that dies? Is that his buddy?
No. He's the guy who's their boss.
Oh,
he's this guy.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Oh, I never knew he was in that movie.
Anyway, he's gonna be in this.
For him.
He's the woman part. I don't know. Is Sharon Stone? She's too early.
She's around. She does Total Recall in 88, 89.
That's a little too early.
Is it? Might be 90 actually. It takes her too long to pop, and then she's gone just before right when we had her.
I'll think about this when you go to yours. How about that?
Okay.
I guess I need a title too.
Untitled,
Monaco. Adventures of Cliff Booth.
Yeah. The Monaco Job.
I think it's just Wheels. That'd be kind of a new age way of saying like, oh, the guy's got wheels. Wheeler.
I like Wheeler.
Wheeler.
Yeah.
William Friedkin's Wheeler.
Tom Cruise's Duggar. You know about this movie?
You mean Digger?
Oh, is it Digger?
I got nothing more to say about the title of that movie. That's an insane title of a movie. Anyway,
I can give you mine if you're
do it.
So I don't have a title for mine either.
Okay.
But where I'm living here is, and I had a real conflict here because this is right after To Live and Die in LA. This is 1985. On one hand, I was like, would William Friedkin direct what I'm going to talk about?
Okay.
Because he's a very grounded guy, and he's a big old Hollywood fan. Like Friedkin, his favorite movie was Citizen Kane. Not a bad pick. Citizen Kane, Casablanca. He loves like old Howard Hawks, John Ford. Probably didn't like John Hughes that much, I would imagine.
These movies make too much sense.
I don't like Anthony Michael Hall. He was a big old Hollywood guy.
Yeah.
And in that way, he likes cops. He likes crime, like real gritty, earthbound crime, which gives away a a part of my movie here, which is that this is right after Terminator. Terminator is 1984. The rest of the 80s, Hollywood, and this is, E.T. is 1982.
Yeah.
Hollywood is chasing aliens for the rest of the 80s.
That's a good way to put that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're always going after them.
They're chasing them.
Yeah. And we get several different attempts at this. There's a movie in the late 80s, The Hidden, with Kyle MacLachlan. Pretty good. An alien, cop movie. And I kind of think that is something that Friedkin initially would have been handed the script and been like, aliens? I don't do aliens. I like cops that do drugs, deal in drugs.
Yeah.
I like real movies. And then he would have been like, how much are you going to pay me?
What if aliens are cruising, though?
Yeah. What if they're clad in leather? How much are you going to pay me? And can it start shooting in a month?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, this amount, and sure. And he'd be like, all right, I'll do it. Because we've already seen that he did, right after making Sorcerer, a movie that he broke his back doing, and broke everyone's back. And
it was the Wages of Fear movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then immediately after, he's like, okay, what's the Brinks job? Sure, I can do it. And he in 1983, he made a comedy with Chevy Chase and Sigourney Weaver called Deal of the Century that, as far as I know, is not very successful.
Okay.
And so he is willing to try stuff that's like not necessarily quote unquote Friedkin. And none of his first 4 movies are anything like The French Connection either.
Yeah.
So it's like he kind of establishes himself with The French Connection, but it's not, before that, it wasn't like he had made 4 bad versions of that. So he's willing to try something.
He was interested in stuff till his last movie.
Exactly.
Courtroom drama.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a way to spice this up where it feels a little more classical in a way for him that's like, I think that he'd get on board, is that, one, I want to take an actor who is from Terminator that Friedkin actually will work with in a couple of years, which is Michael Biehn.
I like Biehn.
I think Friedkin, I would imagine he loved work with Biehn. He feels like such a Friedkin guy where you're like, Biehn is good.
Yeah.
He's solid. He's not like, you're not like, Michael Bihn's in this, but you like Biehn.
Was Biehn supposed to be Leo, or was he supposed to be whoever else?
He was supposed to be
in Titanic.
The Zane part.
He was supposed to be Zane, yeah. We already forget his name.
Yeah. Man, what the hell? Cal.
Cal Hockley.
Yeah. So Biehn is in Friedkin's actual follow-up to Live and Die in LA, which is Rampage, which actually gets shelved for like 5 years. It's like one of the first Weinstein releases.
Yeah, and then he changed the ending, right? Yeah.
And stars Michael Biehn, and I think that is a guy, whatever the script was going to be, Friedkin was going to find his way to Biehn.
Okay.
Michael Biehn plays a cop who is working in, let's say, I don't know, we'll get out of LA. Why don't we go back to Chicago? He's kind of a lower level, lower level guy on the. He's not like a
beat cop.
Yeah, he's more of a beat cop, but he's not like he's not got like a nightstick, and he's not like eating donuts. All right, he's Michael Biehn. For God's sake,
he's green.
I think he's a little bit older, and I think he's already maybe killed somebody on the force. I think he's already got a bad record.
That's a classic staple of Friedkin movies. Is no one who kills anyone is ever like, whoa, I just killed someone for the first time. You're just like, everyone has killed someone before.
You're like, okay, glad I got that out of the way. Michael Biehn, I think he's been knocked down a few rungs, maybe. I think he was headed for stardom in the police force, and then he accidentally killed a couple of kids. Happens to everyone.
It's like Die Hard.
Yeah, he's just John McClane. He's the other guy. Yeah. He's the Twinkie guy.
I shot a kid. You're like, all right.
I shot a kid.
Then he kills someone again. We're like, woo!
You're like, yeah, I'm glad you got that power back. And while he's working one night patrolling the streets of Chicago, he sees like this beautiful woman who like charges at his car and is like she doesn't know necessarily like what Michael Biehn is. She doesn't really necessarily know, because as we'll come to find out, this is an alien from another world.
No,
she looks like a human. She talks like a human.
Is that like that movie Species?
I know of that movie. I don't really know what that movie's about.
Hot chick alien.
All right, there goes my movie. But I think this is I think this could be like Rebecca De Mornay. Like,
Okay.
she's coming off a Risky Business a few years prior. She kind of doesn't have a movie that does really well for like 10 years.
Cool.
Needed her with Friedkin, basically. And she's just like this young, attractive alien from another planet that's like, I don't know how the fuck I got here, but I know I'm in trouble. And I know people are going to be killing me. And there's this cop who is like a bad dude, Michael Biehn. And I think at first he's just like, this chick's hot. I don't care. She says she has a problem. I'll be happy to help her figure out what that problem is. And then as he actually gets to figure out, she is being chased by some other, like the Terminator in T2, is being chased all around the city by that guy. I think that there's like, people from her planet have chased her to Earth. And I want it to then just be like Friedkin chase movie.
Okay.
All throughout like the streets of Chicago, but it's like a dirty Chicago cop with just a hot human looking alien.
So you went acoustic alien movie.
I did, yeah. I think that's the only way. Otherwise, you'd be like, I don't need fucking space aliens.
How much alien do we get? Do we ever get like a weird hand out of her?
I think we've got to.
Yeah.
This is right after Ron Howard Cocoon. You get a couple of weird hands, weird faces from
I
that.
never saw Cocoon.
It's okay.
Okay. Do we get a spaceship, a UFO at the end, or just like a light flash?
I think we got to get something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably got to get something.
It's like, we got to go back to my planet. It's like, I'm going to go back in a Chevy Impala.
I feel like Friedkin probably was a fan of like the original, or like the day the Earth stood still. Like, I bet he was a fan of stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I feel like he could have some fun there.
Yeah.
Like a saucer coming down to Chicago.
Who's chasing? Like, what do these guys look like, do you think?
I think that they also have assumed the like look of. I think they're taking like this movie is taking the concept of Terminator and being like, they look like humans right now.
Got it.
But they're not humans.
Yeah.
They're from another time. I think as opposed to them being like cyborgs from the future, it's like they are aliens from another planet.
I think similar to The Exorcist, he'd have a lot of fun with that like quick snap to the weird body horror thing and then back to regular,
Yeah. I think she's got to have some like crazy powers. Like maybe she's like a lot stronger than she knows. She rips a fucking arm off or something. That turns Michael Biehn way.
Who's the guy in The Exorcist, the star, the guy who never acts in another movie again?
Jason.
That guy should be the alien chasing.
Jason Miller. He's incredible.
He's incredible.
In The Exorcist. I'd love to give him work. He should definitely be one of the aliens. Yeah. I don't know what he was doing. I don't think he lived a very happy life.
Really?
Yeah, I think he had some problems.
The power of Christ did not compel him.
It never does. But yeah, his career is crazy.
I like this.
I think it's fun. It's pulpy. Yeah. It's in line with what a lot of like. It's similar. Like the Hidden as well. That movie I mentioned. It's gonna steal a lot from Terminator.
Yeah.
But again, we've talked about like Friedkin is like the French Connection isn't like crazy like original, and it has some different elements to it. It brings in a little bit more of the modern drug trade of the time, but it is just like bad cop doing whatever it takes.
He's gonna do it well. I guess we should both identify for both of our movies where a car chase is happening.
I think a car chase here is happening like I think that rarely is the car chase like the climax of the movie. I feel like his car chases are usually that's like an early like here's a little something for you.
That's kind of weird. Yeah, you're right.
I think this should be like a climactic. It's like them chasing after like they know Michael Biehn has the girl. They're like it. Maybe they meet up. Maybe they meet up to do some sort of trade off.
Yeah,
it's like Michael Bihn's like. Maybe they're like, we can exonerate you from that murder, but we know from another planet, but we kind of rig the system.
Maybe the car chase is Michael Biehn having sex while inside of a car chase,
I know he says yes. Does De Mornay?
In Chicago, I guess you got a couple options. You could do, like some sort of like bridge situation with the Chicago River.
Yeah. As The Fugitive lets me know, there is an L there.
They got an L.
So we could just have a drive all day underneath the L.
Under the L there. I think we got.
I think it's a climax though. I think it's like it gets us to the end when wherever we're heading towards.
Yeah.
She needs to either get out of this planet or.
Should we borrow from The Fugitive that it's the car goes through the St. Patrick's Day parade?
I mean, he does like a parade. He likes the car coming to a stop and having to go slow through something.
Yeah. You have to reset cars in cars. It's like, it's a picture car. You got to reset it. Did he ever reset picture cars in these movies? There's scenes where like 50 cars get wrecked. Like,
yeah. It feels like it's got to be like, we got one crack at this.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I have literally no idea how he does.
I just not to jump to mine, but I think mine would be, first of all, mine is the climax because they have to have the street race at the end of it. Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to borrow from like the Italian Job, and they're going to leave Monaco and just go like French Riviera, like cliffside.
Cool.
It's going to be his extended, not very close,
Yeah.
But then I got to add some like, oh, watch where you're going, like moped guys in there, I think.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be going really fast cars.
Yeah.
Maybe it ends with them like Bonnie and Clyding off the cliff, The only way
like that.
The only way they could go out is dying together.
Is together.
Yeah.
Off the side of a mountain. Yeah, that's cool.
We got two good chases. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he would have really excelled with our brains in 1980.
I have an actress, by the way, for mine.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I know from the girl from Paris, Texas, Natasha Kinski. German actress.
Cool.
She can do it.
She's available.
She's already said yes.
She's booked.
Year after Paris, Texas works perfectly.
She's hot.
Yeah.
She is hot.
William Friedkin calls Wim Wenders. Sorry, Vim.
Yeah. Give me that girl.
So you've got Rebecca De Mornay.
Yeah.
Michael Biehn. And I've added Jason Miller.
Yeah, Jason Miller is the figurehead of the rest of the.
Yeah,
those
I could see Robert Downey Sr. being an alien in that, probably.
Course,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And then I think the rest of the cast is just like local Chicago actors that are like do TV specials.
That's where he meets Tracy Letts.
Yeah, there's a young Letts here.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Cool. Letts is a bartender. All right, cool. I think we get such different types of movies when we take it back 40 years.
Yeah. You also have the benefit of hindsight of like, we get to see all that was being offered. And it's like, what was something that just within that world, like, could you have experienced?
We got to do a 1930s pitch. That'd be real. I mean, it might get a little offensive. Just be like, because like all those movies, not anyway, just because all those movies are like, this guy's got to choose between a blonde and a brunette, You're like, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you got to go brunette here. Yeah.
I mean,
we could really take it back. We go all the way back to Buster Keaton if we want.
That'd be hard to do on an audio platform, though. That guy's pretty visual. Silent movies would be hard to pitch.
Hard to pitch. You got to pitch. You're purely pitching gags.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Which is kind of where we're at now, by the way, with the Instagram Reels, I would say, as the main source of entertainment.
Yeah.
We went all the way back.
Friedkin. What more can you say?
Nothing more.
Yeah.
I think that was a good Friedkin.
I think you would have liked
discussion. I think you would like this.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Billy Friedkin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was an incredible interview.
Yeah. Did you ever listen to his Marin? I've never listened to it.
His episode of Marin is incredible.
Okay.
He's an incredible storyteller. He makes every movie he shot sound more interesting than the movies are themselves. Like, even like great movies that he made, you're like, man, the behind the scenes sounds way more fascinating.
Interesting.
Like,
wow.
He just has he's a great story, man.
Well, if they've got Spotify in heaven, I hope he listens to this.
I know they do.
Yeah, that's the last thing we'll say.
Yeah.
All right. This has been Elevator Pitch. See you next time.
Goodbye.
Wow.